Okay. All right. Now, so let's talk a little bit about the Engage Global, the business. So let me just see by show of hands, is there anybody here right now for the first time wondering if Engage Global is a business opportunity? Is there anyone here wondering about that? Wondering if Engage Global is a business opportunity? That's an important question. I'm just going to wait until if you're on the fence and trying to figure it out, you just go ahead and say it. Okay. So then I think it's safe for me to say that everyone here right now believes already that Engage Global is a business opportunity, and not just a business opportunity, the best thing going right now. Is it safe for me to say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Then we're all on the same page. So then I'm at this point now saying that, okay, every one of you is now trying to say, okay, well, how do I make it the best opportunity for me? Right? So what do I need to do? Well, there's a couple of things that you need to do. And some of it involves sticking with the basics. Believing that you got the best business opportunity is right at the beginning. So that's right, the main thing right off the bat. The fact that we heard so many stories tonight indicates that you also believe that you should become a product of the product. And if you're not there yet, be that. So make yourself knowledgeable of how the product has impacted you. And there's no such thing as a small story. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you about my right toe. Y'all keep hearing me talk about my right toe. But let me just tell you something. If your right toe isn't right, it's not a small thing. That's a big thing. I was having trouble going up and down stairs. I had trouble walking. I didn't want to do things because of my big toe. So I had to apply the same suggestions and realize that I'm no spring chicken anymore. I got to double up my doses. I had to recognize that. And recognize that what I was taking when I was in my 30s and my 40s and in my 50s, I can't take that anymore. I have to take extra. And so by taking extra, and by the way, every time I tried to go back down to the lower doses, because maybe it was just in my mind, my big toe said, hello, and remind me that I'm a 2X person. Okay. Well, and I cannot seem to get around that. I am definitely a 2X person when it comes to microdailing. And each one of us needs to figure out what our level is. It's called titrating. Now, most doctors won't tell you that because the doctor says, here's, if I tell you to take this, you take this. But in the naturopathic world, the naturopathic doctors, and Dr. Nakuzi was the one who related this to me. Person needs to learn how to titrate. In other words, you figure out where your level is. If one dose or a plus, one extra dose isn't enough, then try the 2X. If 2X isn't enough, try 2X plus. If 2X plus isn't, well, that's double dose plus one extra dose. If 2X plus is not enough, then go 3X dose. If 3X isn't enough, go 3X plus, right? So you understand the levels, right? Let me just make sure everybody gets the levels. The levels are 1X, that's normal. So that's the green and the purple is 2 capsules twice a day, right? That's 1X. 1X plus, this is just me, my language, okay? 1X plus is an extra dose. So once you hit 50, 60, you at least need to be at the 1X plus. Okay, so that's 3 doses. And it doesn't matter how you do the three doses, by the way. It doesn't matter how you do the 3, right? So 2, 2, 2, or 3 and 3, right? So it's okay to do it either whatever way you're most disciplined with. It's plus. Chronic problem, consider being at 2X. And 2X is simply double the standard dose. If it's serious, 2x plus, right? So that's double dose plus an extra dose. Okay? So that's 3 doses, but 2x. And again, it doesn't matter how you do the third dose, you can split it up, right? And for some people, you can even do part EMF and part methylated, right? But you can figure that out. In other words, your middle dose could be methylated, but split it. So 2x EMF, 2x EMF, split the middle dose into methylated, add it to the other two, right? If you want to save a couple of dollars. So whichever way, but life or death, 3x plus, right? Simple. It's a simple rule of thumb, right? Life or death, 3x plus, but become a product of the product, number one. And the second thing you want to do is have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you don't have a plan. It's willy-nilly. It's like getting in a boat and just pulling up the sail, just dropping the sail and just seeing where the boat goes. You don't know if you're going to hit a rock, or you don't know if you're going to hit paradise. You just don't know. But if you got a plan, roadmap that. And what we've been putting together, what I've been trying to build, Jeff has been here for 10 years. And I still remember the first, I don't remember what year it was right off the top of my head, but it was about 7 or 8 years ago when Jeff said to me that the company was, doing better. They were moving into a big office. They were in Provo, Utah. And by this point, I was convinced that the product was good because I've seen so many people with diabetes, just like Greg's brother-in-law. I was convinced that the product was good because I saw 4 people have dramatic results with diabetes, and I'd never seen that before. And kind of piggybacking off Bill's question earlier, I had been promoting and selling to thousands of people one of the best glutathione enhancement products in the world. And the one thing it did not do that good with was diabetes. In fact, maybe 1 out of 3 benefited from it, and mostly the ancillary issues associated with diabetes, not diabetes itself. I never saw A1C drop, Bill. So on just focusing on glutathione alone, okay? So that was one of the reasons why it was clear to me you had to do more than just focus on glutathione. And that's why Dr. Prasad's product is really unique. And mind you, I'm talking about a lot of this glutathione product, and not just oral glutathione, lymphocytic glutathione. So it just was not that good when it came to, particularly with diabetes. But I flew out to Provo, Utah, because I wanted to see this company and look in the eye, the man who was behind this company, and meet all the significant people. It was a good trip. It's Provo, Utah. So, it's Provo, Utah. Go on out there if you want to, but because it was Provo, I felt like I was in the middle of nowhere. And that's what it felt like. But it was a nice trip, and I learned a little bit about the company. Our relationship didn't last. I'm just being honest now. I'm just being real. Our relationship did not last because they didn't know how to ship product. They didn't understand what customer service was. They did not understand that the people who paid money for the product were important. They didn't get that back then. So it took them a while to figure that out. And it wasn't until probably about 3 or 4 years ago when Alfreda called me up and she says, I got some people who need to hear about Immunical. She says, there's 4 of them that need to hear about Immunical. Can you talk to them? And by this time I hadn't done, I wasn't doing any microdaily presentations, but, I know glutathione like the back of my hand. I was flying all over the country for 5 years, giving lectures on glutathione. I could cough that up in my sleep. So, okay, fine, I'll talk to him. So I gave her a date and a time. 2 or 3 days before this appointment with these 4 people, she says, okay, well, I'm up to 20 now. I said, 20? I thought you said 4. She said, well, I figured you talking to 4, you might as well talk to 40. And then she started barking out orders to me for me to invite people to her meeting. That's Alfreda. I don't know if y'all know Alfreda or not, but next thing you know, I'm yes, ma'am, and I'm inviting people just like I'm told. I'm sending out my invitations. About 40 people came to this meeting that was supposed to be for 4 people. And from that point on, Miss Alfreda had okey doked me into doing a weekly meeting. And that's what got me back engaged. I always knew the product was phenomenal. I always knew that. But that started it. And then Jeff called me up and said, they've fixed all the problems. And he had to itemize all the problems that they fixed. Everything I just mentioned to you, and how and why. Why was it a different company? And by this point, too, they had already come up with the All of It bonus. And the All of It bonus sets this company apart. It really does. I still was not locked and loaded and ready to run with it, as an exclusive business opportunity. And again, I'm just telling you guys, being real and telling you my story. I just was not convinced because, fool me once, shame on you, right? Fool me once. Well, how does it go? You know what I mean? Fool me twice. So it wasn't going to happen. I was not going to run down that road real quick without being really convinced that the company really had it right. And I think I finally got convinced maybe about a year ago. But by this time, I had to make a transition from things I was doing. I was I'd already had a lot of irons in the fire. But by this past May, forget them irons in the fire. This is it. This is it because I see a pathway to making significant money and retirement money and clearing out some, a lot of personal issues, a lot of personal losses. Because, and you live long enough and someone's trying to shaft you. So just hear that warning. Live long enough, somebody trying to shaft you. And it's a shame that is the case when there's so many more productive things you could be doing with your time and your intelligence. But that's not the way it works. So, but I think that this will do it. And I believe now that I think everybody that's on this call right now, I really do firmly believe that everybody here could be legacy next year if you wanted to. Now you're saying to yourself, okay, belief is one thing. How? How can I be legacy in 1 year? Yeah, that's what you're wondering too, Sonia? Is that your plan, Sonia? That's your plan? You already have a plan? Yeah? You mind coming on screen and telling me about your plan? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your plan to get to legacy, Sonia.
I don't have a concrete plan as of yet. I'm in process, but definitely going to work with the marketing program. I am signed up for the marketing system.
Okay.
And we'll be using that to make it happen.
Okay. So you're going with the marketing system to get your plan because you want to hit legacy next year.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good enough. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. And some may not be interested in the marketing system and using that as the mechanism for it. That's okay. Whatever you decide to use. But the one thing that you might want to seriously consider is getting yourself 4 good team builders. That's all you got to do. 5 is insurance. But if you get yourself 5 good team builders, you can hit legacy by next year. And the reason I can say that is because all they have to do is reach freedom. If those 5 people all reach freedom, what happened to you?
Legacy.
Legacy. That's it. So all it takes is 5. You could do it with 3, but they got to be working harder and it's a little bit more of a challenge. But if you get 5, all they have to do is hit freedom. That means all they have to want is $1,000 a month. So if you got 5 people who only want $1,000 a month, that's your ticket to legacy. Because you pretty much get what they get. That's the way it will work.
Yes.
And then if you decide you want to reach legacy 2, it may take a little bit more work, but it's possible.
Mhm.
Now, Lisa said something just this past week, and with her people, she says she doesn't see this as being a lot of hard work. And Lisa's on the meeting right now. She said when she has interested people, she says, I just get them to the meeting on Sunday and let y'all do the work. I'm still waiting for Lisa to send me my check or just send me on Zelle. She could just Zelle me, okay? She said, I just bring them to the meeting on Sunday and just let y'all do the work. She said, because if I get them there, they're closed. That's a powerful statement. That's a powerful statement. But that's seriously what we've been working on now for the past couple of years. And it's taken, out of all the years of doing presentations, most of my presentations were all over the world, all over the country. Back and forth, Long Beach, Nevada, Albany, Georgia. I know my car knew the way to Albany, Georgia, blindfold. I didn't have to drive. I just sit in the car and I can take me a little nap. The car would just make its way on into Albany. So I was there all the time. My sister lived there. Dolores was there. And Dolores just didn't know how to slow down. She claimed she was going slow. She claimed she was being balanced, but every time I looked around, she maxed out the diamond. She maxed out the customer compensation plan and claiming she don't have time for this business. That's what she said. She maxed out the customer compensation. Okay. 30%. 30% on every customer. 30% on every customer. That's Dolores in Albany, Georgia. So, and those meetings were good. They were mostly PowerPoint and on a projector in hotels or the police station we were giving meetings at, or in homes. That's the way it worked. But now it's a whole new day because of Zoom. We can literally be now giving presentations anywhere in the world. So those of you, Vondrea has a new client now in the U.S. Virgin Isles. Doesn't matter. They can be here. Bernard is working on a group of people down in Ecuador. It doesn't matter. We can give the presentations there. It's just yo no hablo español. So we got a little problem there, but somebody speaks Spanish, so there's folks who can just translate, whatever it takes. So it doesn't matter. We can do that. So you've got a support system now that we just didn't have back then. And now we're doing 3 solid meetings every week, 3 meetings a week. So Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, 7:65 p.m. And then we're doing trainings on Monday. And the company has a bunch of meetings. There's no shortage of places where you can bring your clients and we'll close them. We'll help you close them. How many of you were busy yesterday closing out your clients from Sunday? I know a bunch of you were. I know this because you was killing me between Monday and Tuesday with your guests who were there on Sunday. And that's the way it works, because by the time they finish that meeting on Sunday, whatever it is, it's because they hear strong, compelling testimonials. And they don't hear a whole bunch of hype. We don't waste time with hype. I don't believe in the hype business. I'm not in the hype business. Sorry. It's just not what I do. But if it's real, you'll get real. So don't mind telling you that. You will absolutely get real, but you won't get hype. So, and now, for those who are interested in the marketing system can shorten your track to legacy. So in fact, I would have to tell you that you might have to shoot a little higher than legacy, because you probably would struggle to keep it at legacy once you're using the marketing system, because the next part of the program is something I've never done exclusively before, but Brian is doing this now. Brian is already a good ways along from to building the business, a business funnel. So we currently have 2 health funnels, but he's now building a business funnel, a funnel that's strictly geared toward people who are searching for home-based business. And Greg shared with us a statistic a couple of weeks ago. So Greg, you mind sharing your thought on that again for us, please? Greg said that he gave us a number of people who were doing searches on the internet for business opportunity or home-based business. You want to speak to that again, Greg, please?
Yeah, everybody thinks about, well, you got a company that's 10 years old, it can get saturated and blah, 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 blah. And I got to looking on Google and Bing and a couple other search engines. There's over 150,000 people a day looking for a way to make money from home to supplement their income. So all this stuff about people saying, oh, your business is going to get saturated and all, that's all horse crap. I don't believe that. So with this right here, this product and our marketing system, and yeah, you can, if you know a little bit about what you're doing, you ain't even got to know a whole lot. You can know a little bit and you will win in this business. 150,000. All you need is 0.01% of that, and you're going to make a great income, period. So,
absolutely. Because based off of our calculations, even if you're just, you get your 5 and then you're helping them to just get their 5 and help their people get their 5, the whole system is all set up.
Yeah.
Then you get to legacy in about 120 days, less than 6 months.
Oh yeah.
And then it's a short walk from there to get to legacy 2. It's not that much more difficult. It starts to expand exponentially. But listen to that number: 150,000 people a day. They're searching for a home-based business. Now, we might not even had that kind of confidence years ago, but see, COVID has changed a lot of things. And while we're currently hearing, even very powerful people in this country saying that there's no more pandemic, I'm still getting emails almost every day from people talking about some of the reality that's taking place right now.
Mm-hmm.
So people on their jobs would much rather work from home. And if they can find a way to work for themselves from home, a real way to work for themselves from home, all the better. So, and we have that now, right?
Absolutely.
So we've got a way to.
What better way to make money from home by really helping people?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All you got to do is focus on helping people and the money will show up.
That's right. That's right. So we're there. And that's the long and the short of it, folks. That's the long and the short of it. It's just a matter of us putting ourselves in a position to help people. So don't think of it as being complicated. The one thing that you'll want to do is, as I mentioned, become a product of the product, and then be willing to share your product with other people. The other thing, if you're not involved in the engaged marketing system, don't worry about that. The tools that exist with this company are still the best tools in the industry. The company will send out samples for you. So right now, I logged into my wife's app, and she's the last time I checked, she had about 40 something samples that she can send out. The company will send those out for her. And she's since signed up maybe another 3 or 4 customers and affiliates in the past 3-4 weeks or so. So she's probably got about 60 samples that she can send out, that the company will send out for her. So once people start popping into that funnel and they say they want to try it, in fact, all you have to do is just contact them and say, listen, if you have any questions, just here I am. I'm available. I'm a real person. And if you'd like to try the product, just let me know. Just text me your address and I'll ask the company to go ahead and send you a free sample. And remember, every time you sign a preferred customer, you get Cinco. They will send out 5 free samples for you. And there's a lot of people that have become preferred customers just from samples. Just from samples. And now I'm at the point now where I'm like, okay, well, you like a sample, but do you have another family member that I can also send a sample to? So I'm trying to send 2 and 3 samples to the same house because I want to guarantee that they get some results. I'm trying to guarantee it. So I'll send one to mom, to dad, to grandma, a cousin, son, and a daughter. The guarantee. So I need somebody in there going to get some results. I'm getting a little bit like Bertha now. Slap that funnel in that mouth and start pouring it in there. I need to see something. Show me something. Respond. So, but take advantage of that. Use that system. Get to know your back office. Communicate with your team, and your customers. Let them know that you care about them. I got a message from someone just a couple of days ago. She says, "Oh no, I need to stop my subscription. I can't use the product." We just talked. Next thing you know, she writing down a recipe of how she can use the product. So much for that won't work for me. Now she's experimenting. She's coming up with a way that she can take some time, and what is that saying about people caring about what you know? Well, how's that go again? What does that say? People don't care
until you show them how much you care.
Mm-hmm. They don't care what you know. They want to know how much you care. See, so show the folks, show people on your team and in your downline, your customers, how much you care, and stay in touch with them. Help them out. Try to solve their problems. And if you can't get help from your immediate upline, shoot past them and try to get help from their upline. And if you can't get to their upline, go to their upline. And you can't get to them, find your way to somebody who can give you some help. So that's part of the reason why we're making it so Thursday will be that just in case you can't find someone to give you some help. So Thursday, that's what you'll find right here. Thursdays at 6:00. We're going to be hearing your stories and your questions. No presentations on Thursdays, at least through the month of November. Okay? Only hearing your stories and your issues. So you got questions, you got issues, bring them here. And for those who are, we're going to have a special meeting this coming Saturday. I'll send it out in the back office or in the WhatsApp chat. We're going to be having a special meeting on Saturday. We'll have about a 2-hour window. I say window, where we're at the halfway mark of the month. So now we can just kind of use that as a measuring stick for where we are and how we can achieve our goals for the end of the month. Okay. So plan on that late Saturday. So probably be about, I don't know, I'm guessing it's going to be about 8 or 9 o'clock on Saturday. Okay. Something like that. Because we don't want to totally mess up your weekend, but that'll at least be available to help out. Okay. So sometime late Saturday. So we'll just be measuring where we are and figuring out what the plan is to the end of the month, because we need to finish this month out strong. We got an extra day in this month. It's 31 days in this month. How many of you, by the way, are running ahead of your numbers from last month? Anybody? Do you track that? You notice it? Yeah, I know you notice. I know the serious business goes. You know exactly where you are. you know exactly what your numbers are, don't you? So Greg knows his numbers. So you tracking ahead, Greg? Rob, you're tracking ahead. So that's what we need to do, is just look and see what the benchmark is. By Saturday, let's talk about what the plans are for those who need extra help. Let's figure it out. Okay, so we'll be doing that on Saturday. Okay, any questions before we wrap up? We said it was going to be about 30 minutes, and we just went a few minutes past that. Any last minute question before we wrap up? Okay, so this coming Sunday, we'll have our presentation, but mark down the 23rd. Everybody remember what's on the 23rd? See if I can find it real quick.
Diabetes.
Yeah. Now you can find this in your Engage Global app.
Yep.
Okay, I think it's there now. I'm not sure. If it's not, just send Taya an email and or call her and complain about it. But it should be in the Engage Global app where you can find this particular flyer, because you want to send this to everybody. Because if you want to build your business, trust me when I tell you, you can target diabetes. Diabetes will be one way that you can absolutely build your business if you target diabetes, because everybody either has it or is connected to somebody who has diabetes. There's 130 million people in this country right now who are diabetic or pre-diabetic, and the number is projected to go up. Okay, so you want to send that flyer to everybody that you can. Put it on social media, put it on your Facebook pages, put it on your LinkedIn pages, put it everywhere to get folks at that meeting. So it should be a pretty big one. People didn't quite understand the significance of inflammation from last week, but I think it was one of our best meetings. And I believe the Adelina Williams story was overwhelming and compelling. Anybody get any feedback from last week so far? Dolores, did you get any feedback from any of your clients that was there on Sunday?
I did. Matter of fact, I got one customer, and I have another lady that supposedly I'll hear from her tomorrow. This person used to take the product before. She was taking the original, and I talked to her yesterday. She said, I don't want that one. She said, I want that. I want the top of the line, the EMF. So that's what we ordered for her, the EMF and the collagen.
And sometimes it's because someone who got dramatic results like Adelina did, when they hear what that person did, I want the one she took.
Right, exactly.
So a lot of folks have been trying to get a hold of her. I mean, folks have contacted me saying, can I get her number? So as amazing as a lot of y'all stories have been, I don't think a whole lot of people have been asking me for your numbers, but they've been asking for Adelina's phone number. So
that's an excellent testimony. Excellent.
That was kind of amazing. Okay, so let's plan for that then. All right. So this coming Saturday, I'll shoot the note out. Just keep your eyes and ears open. Be probably somewhere around 8, 9 o'clock, and then we'll just spend a couple hours. Just if you need the help, for those who need the help, so we can figure out where we are and plot a course to the end of the month. So we meet our goals and our march for this month. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much. Keep up your work, and we'll see y'all on Saturday.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Thanks,
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Everybody.
Have a great evening.